Time with elevation every weekend. Welcome back to the channel. I have now had the Mongoose Dolomite for over a year now, and I still get asked questions about this bike. So I wanted to do a quick update video on it. I've done a couple more in-depth videos on this bike already, so I will link those down in the description below. And that's if you want my full review on the bike and see how I managed to shave several pounds from the bike and make it much more pleasurable to ride with just a few basic mods. So this Dolomite isn't really a bike I've spent a lot of time riding in the last year, and that's really just because I have other bikes that I much prefer to spend my time on. But I have still found some continuous occasional use for the bike, and it's really because we've had a abnormally snowy Colorado winter here down in the Front Range. So how I am using it is as a local townie, and it's proven useful and effective for this for these reasons. When I do have it out in public and I do have to leave it parked somewhere unattended, it's not really a bike I'm too concerned with it getting stolen. Certainly not compared to some of my other bikes. It's also a bike I don't worry too much about leaning it up against the wall or putting it in a metal bike rack and again leaving it unattended, which is not something I would choose to do with some of my nicer, especially carbon bikes. But the real pleasure I've had with it as a townie is due to the persistent winter weather conditions we've had this year. It's done a really good job even on my mostly paved ride to my gym about a mile away, especially in the bike lanes and some of the side streets that are heavily shaded. And as a fat bike, it has great traction and stability in those types of conditions, which would be pretty sketchy on any kind of road bike or even a traditional mountain bike. And because it's winter, even when there is no snow, there's often a lot of debris and junk in the bike lane, and that's just because it's not street sweeper weather yet. So again, as a fat bike, it easily rolls over any sort of debris, sticks, twigs, etc. that may be collected there. And again, on a short ride like that, it's just generally a very comfortable, stable bike to ride. As for the future of this bike, I don't have any additional upgrades planned at this time, and that's really just because I want to prioritize upgrades for a couple of my other bikes. But as I have said previously and still stand by, even though the Dolomite has some significant limitations compared to some of my other fat bikes, I do still feel strongly that it has value to give, and even I have found a way to use it on a semi-regular basis and get some enjoyment out of it too. So as I have said in those previous videos, with just a little bit of effort and cost, it can be made a much better bike than in stock form. And while I'm not really sure how much longer I'll keep it, I definitely don't have an urgent need to get rid of it, especially since I've now found a regular use for it, which I can see continuing into the summer months. So that is the latest with the proverbial Walmart fat bike, the Mongoose Dolomite. If you found this update helpful at all, drop a like down below. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions on things I could do with the Dolomite, definitely drop those down in the comments down below. I have much more content on the way, so definitely subscribe to the channel if you'd like to follow along. It really helps out and it lets YouTube know this is the kind of content you want to continue to see, and it's free to do so. We're still getting good snow here in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado, so stay tuned for more snow fat bike adventures. Thanks a lot.